Good morning, traders. Today is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders. We're going to be looking at the market together today. Before I get into my analysis, let me just jump in into talk about the disclaimers. This is for educational purposes only. No recommendation to buy or sell anything. I just know that the market is risky and there's a lot of money to be made, but also you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. Even when you know what you're doing, you can still lose money. So with that said, just know that we're going to be looking at three markets primarily. We look at ES, we look at NQ, and also live cattle. I'm looking at ES right now. It looks like we are going higher. We're going higher here, and we open way up there. So I think this is an adjustment to an overnight inventory that's happening here in ES. So I would say it definitely looks like bullish today. But this is the high from yesterday. I would definitely be aware of this. Yeah. 52.85. So definitely be aware of that level here. Same thing with NQ. High from yesterday was right inside that fair value gap. Got rejected, and we're approaching that again. So definitely looks like the markets want to be bullish. I mean, at the bottom here, I have the YM, which kind of works. It kind of moves similarly to NQ. So if we were to take a trade, probably gonna don't trade NQ, especially on a day like today. The last few days have been very, 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 very volatile. So we definitely want to stay away from the indices as much as we can. Now, while we're having LE that just gap all the way up here. So to me, it looks like we might get a pullback, or at least go down, trying to close that gap, because this thing gap up two and a half 2.5 points. So ideally here we would want to see a push down and attempt to go lower. So I think we might short it here. You know, if they're gonna have an attempt to go lower, we wanna definitely the gap up meaning hey we're looking at, let me look at another 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes here. I think what we're doing here, we take a we have a good chance to try to at least attempt to close the gap. Um, the attempt to close the gap here. Let's see here, 20. I think shorting it here could be a thing, but uh, so it's just gonna have to wait and see. Can we come back to the VWAP here and give us another opportunity to go lower? Because here, really kind of close to the low of the day. So So just gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Because I would like to short live cattle here, but I think we might see another retest here. Or is it taking some people short here to go higher? That could be a possibility here. 'Cause that's a big gap up here. I don't know if they're gonna have enough strength to try to close that. That's 2 points. So let me go and see. Let's see if we can do NDT on this one here on YM. Hmm. All right, at the moment we're gonna just sit on our hands and see how the market develop here. Cause I'm looking. Mhm. Okay, it looks like LE wants to go higher. So good thing we didn't short it there. Now we may want to look for a pullback to buy it. Yeah. Well, we need to look for a pullback here to buy it. So again, good morning. If you're watching the stream, let me know what you're trading, how things are going for you. We just started the stream here. We're looking at trying to buy live cattle. Live cattle gap up. We're trying to see, hey, will they come back down to close the gap? It doesn't look like they're doing that. So on the top left here, if we need a pullback and a couple bars pull back and turn around the other way to start thinking about buying it, or just one of those things they're gonna test the high to go lower here. It's really not clear at the moment. So when it's not clear like that, we stay away from it. Um, The YM is going higher here. The Dow. Good morning again if you're watching. Thank you so much for watching. Good morning, Noah. So I'm looking at the YM at the bottom here, and which is a little less crazy than the NQ. Oh, okay. So how did that go? You said you traded NQ live cattle and yes, and well, I'm sorry to hear that. Elite started about 20 minutes ago. Oh, so did you go long early? Is that what happened? Because right now we're trying to go long early, but it's not setting up yet. As you can see, it gapped up this morning, hoping that. At first, I'm like, okay, maybe we're gonna go short here, but it started to go higher. Yeah, if you go long early here, in a situation like this, you early. That's why I was cautious to go short because I know, hey, they may bring it back up, but also going long up here is a problem because you know they're gonna try to attempt to go lower, at least trying to close the gap. But I don't think they're gonna close this big. It's just a big gap. You know, that's a if I measure from here from this bottom here to here, that's 97 ticks, which is more than 2 points. It's almost like 2.5 points on sorry for live cattle. So right now, just waiting for a pullback on live cattle. If we can get a pullback, that would be great, and then we can engage long. I think live cattle trying to go long here. Just not clear for me. Just not clear at the moment. Now, there's a couple of opportunities we had to go long here on YM. Just let this market settle. Let it settle. Okay. We see LE going lower now. We might be trying to. Let me see. $97, 197.02 1/2. We might be going long at LE here. Oh, are they going lower? So just gotta wait here. 'Cause so far, all they did is wrenching. It's a big box over here. Make this a little bigger. Um, Look at this tool right here. All they did is this. We're in a big box here. Again, there's a big chance they may come back down and try to close the gap. You know, but at the same time, they may not. That's why we're gonna do like a buy stop. If we were to buy here, it would be 190, 196.97 half. Um, this is where we feel comfortable going long. Um, okay, this is going lower. 92 half. We know around the V hop is something that's gonna happen. I mean, they bring it back below the V hop. Let's see if the bulls can push it higher here. Also, I gotta meet someone at 11:30, so the stream will be around 11 or so. Another hour or so, I'll be wrapping up the stream. But let's see here what happened. Yeah, we're not gonna be too aggressive. We're trying to buy. We want the market to come to us. You know, if we get to 196.92, hopefully it'll keep going. We're gonna probably run a fairly tight stop. We're gonna have 20 ticks as an emergency stop, but also if it start going against us, we might just close it early. So okay, we're hitting the low of the day. So that means we're gonna cancel this order here. I cancel this order. So that's another way you kind of sidestep a loss. You know, a lot of time in trading is not so much like, okay, I'm gonna get a winner, I'm gonna get a loser, but the fact that you avoid a loss is almost like a win. It's like a mini win. Now we're at the low of the day. Looks like they're gonna push those lows lower. You know, at first, again, right on here, I wanted to come back to the viewer, but when I started to see green in the background here, I'm like, okay, I'm going to. So right now, clearly, we want to go lower. You know, we're out of that box. What do I need to do now? Is probably wait for a pullback toward VWAP. If I got to pull back toward VWAP and a U-turn, then we can go short. So me wanting to go long here, me wanting to go long over here. If I just I'm just gonna go long. Yeah, this would be a clear loss. But sometimes you sidestep those losses by just putting a buy stop order. Now, what we're looking for a pullback toward VWAP on live cattle on the top left, and go from there. We see YM, just 10 o'clock. We'll look at the YM in the 30 minutes. Yeah, so YM in the 30 minutes. Are we going higher? Yeah, that's a big wick on the 30 minutes for the first half an hour of the trading day. Looks like we're gonna go higher here. Now again, let's put a line right here on the top, on the high from yesterday. Where are we compared? Oh, we're already above the high from yesterday. Okay. And what about the NQ? I think I put a similar line there. Yeah, we're approaching the high from yesterday on NQ. Yes, we're right at the high from yesterday. So all those levels are important here. I wouldn't want to be buying right now at the high. Probably need a little pullback here. Except YM kind of cleared the high already. So that means we may go higher on YM here at the bottom. But let's keep an eye on LE here and see if we can get a pull. Get a few bars pull back here and go lower. Because when you look at LE on the 30 minutes, we're looking at, this is definitely a big gap up, but they may try to come back down and close that gap and even go lower. Yesterday we had a bearish day. We gapped down. If you guys remember, I took 3 trades. I was trying to short it on the way up, and finally I shorted around here, and then it came back down and kind of saved the day. But at the moment, we're just gonna wait and see here. This market's all about timing. A lot of time you can see the direction right, but you gotta wait for the setup. Wait for your ideal entry. Because have I gone long over here? Which one? It was kind of bouncing around here. Gone long right here. Definitely be out. Because usually my maximum stop loss will be 20 ticks on LE. And the indices here, if you want to trade them, and I'd be very, very careful because they are a critical number. Look at NQ. Let's see what NQ doing. NQ is still approaching, but definitely wouldn't want to be very, very cautious here. Yeah, looks like live capital is turning bearish here on us. But we can't just sell it right there. We gotta wait for a pullback if we were to sell it. Sorry, let me get a sip of water. It's drifting lower, but again, we're not gonna chase this. We can't chase this because we know this is due for a pullback. And the reason why you don't want to chase the market is because the market typically doesn't move on a straight line, except if we have situations like the last few days where you see like the market just take off to the upside or just took a dive to the downside. These are not normal price action. The way the price works, even within here, when I'm looking at YM, it's an up and down thing. It goes up, it moves down. It goes up and moves down. So right now, like I was saying, we're kind of high in the environment that we're in. It's not like things just change overnight where everything is all better. I mean, we know this market is controlled by bots. So if the bots want to buy, it could be World War III. If the bots want to buy, the market's gonna go higher. So, but right now we just gotta be careful with YM here. Um, I don't. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised they're bringing all the way back to VWAP. I'm not gonna try to sell this, but oh, how about that? LE is going lower. So send Q. Yes, still at the high from yesterday. So you're definitely gonna see some selling is definitely warranted here on YM. All right, this second I think we're gonna go lower on YM here. You know. Well, okay. Pushing a little higher here on YM, but my entry would be at 493 below here, 493. That would be my entry on YM. Not sure if I'm ready to put my money on that yet. But as you can see here, it looks like they're trying to close that gap here on LE. Maybe they get halfway. And 95.72.5 is a support. Oh, YM is going higher. YM's pushing higher. Yes, everything is pushing higher at the moment. NQ, same thing. NQ's approaching that high from yesterday. Yeah, it's kind of wacky, Jimmy. Thanks for being here. Yeah, right now it's really not clear. If you're here, I was looking at LE earlier. Right around here, I wanted to short LE, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be shorting close to the low. Then I wanted to buy it when it turned to the upside here, but I never got a positive bar. So that kind of kept me out of two losses, really, when you think about it. Because if I short this right here, that would be a loss. If I bought it right here, that'd be a loss. So as I was saying earlier, one of the things with trading, winning and losing are important, but avoiding those losses are really important too. Just being in trades that you don't want to be in. Now we're looking for a pullback on LE. To me, this is a too shallow of a pullback. I'd like something closer toward 196.40. If I can get to 196.40, 196.50, that was the previous low. At some point, 196.40. So if I can get back up there and turn around, then I might be more willing to be shorting this. But it may go without us. I don't have. That's the thing with trading. You don't have to take a trade. There's nothing that says, "Hey, I have to trade today." There's nothing that says that. I'm only gonna trade if I feel like the probabilities, the odds are in my favor. If the odds are not in your favor, it's better not to trade because it's a game of probabilities. What is the likelihood this market is gonna go higher here? Maybe low, very, very little, because right now on LE, when I'm looking at LE here in the middle, this market looks like it wants to go lower. Now, if that's a support level, we gap up, so meaning there's always a possibility it could go higher, but at the moment, the probability is lower. Oh, yeah, the flat trade is usually the better trade, yeah. Because as you said, Jimmy, there are three positions in the market. There's long, short, and flat. So flat is a position. So I'm positioned in the market right now. I'm flat. So like right now, YM is kind of going back and forth in the middle. But and we're right in front, right at the pivot here. So is it gonna break it? We don't know. So look at the YM right here. Looks like he wants to go higher. But I'm looking at NQ here. NQ is approaching this the high from yesterday. So at 357. So LE here, we're ranging. Again, I'd like to see a little push up here toward VWAP. Turn around and then I'll short you. But at the moment, we can't. Nothing is really clear to me. So if we get ES, looks like he wants to go higher here on the top right. That's ES 3 minute. I'm loading another YM chart on the other on my other screen. That's why you see YM here. It's not moving, but it should be moving soon. So YM from here is going a little lower. Yeah. All right. It looks like we were seeing a little push off here on LE. Anything else you guys wanna thinking about or want me to go over? Any comments? What's the plan for the day? I know right now Jimmy said his hand in pockets, and I think Noah is done trading for the day. But all right. Now, when I look at the top metal chart, right, um, it's looking like well, I think that one chart I was trying to load here is still trying to load, and I don't want this to mess up everything here. Yeah, just gonna kill that chart. I don't want this chart to mess up everything here. I'll start another chart with to me it's pretty high here to buy the indices, and indices are getting higher, getting more. It's kind of expensive. Let's see. Yeah, they're really at a point where buying here could definitely be a little adventurous. So I don't think I want to sell them either, but um, yeah. Okay, well, I am here. It's pushing a little higher here. Listen, when I'm looking at LE here, LE looks like something that wants to lift up to the upside. Um, you know, yeah, LE wants to lift up here. I think that's why it's looking here. It's looking. It wants to go higher. Yeah, some push down here on the YM, which I said, up here, I was kind of leery. Buying it up here is definitely wasn't the best position now. If we go back down all the way to VWAP, I don't know. When we get to those pivots down here, that's another 300 points down. So we know how fast this can move. Maybe if we get a pullback, toward 533, which was like a little support right here. See this area right here. Let's put a little zone here. Yeah, this little zone. If we get back to that zone, that could be a place we're trying to sell it. If you get to that zone in the U-turn, we might be able to sell it. But otherwise, keep an eye on LE here. Yes, it's too shallow of a pullback. Let's see if we can get a better pullback here on YM. All right, we got to that zone here. We might do a close down here on YM. Let's see. Can we do a close down here on YM? Okay, we got Phil on YM here. This is going to be one of the situations they do a double pullback on us. That could be it. Yeah, looks like we're going to get taken out here. That's unfortunate. I think what I'm going to do is give it a couple. Oh, I didn't even have a chance to move it. They did a double pullback on us here. Let's see. So they got us in, and they take us out. That was very, very quick, yeah. All right, so LE here is the next option he may consider. Again, saying, hey, the way LE is moving here, LE is looking like he wants to lift up a little bit. So maybe at 17 and a half. Okay. 27.5. That's where we're gonna go long here with Because this base here, they forming here, I think it's to push it higher. So yeah, that'll be it for us as far as trade. If this one doesn't work out, we'll be done for today. It's unfortunate the YM did what it did to us here. Once again, we wanna let's see. Tab. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, 12 half. We're gonna see if we can go long here. I know kind of like at the bottom. The bottom is forming here, so hopefully we can push higher here. Now the YM came back to almost our entry here. Let's see, 487. Yeah, came back to our entry. Like they say, timing is everything on trading here. So here we may see a push down again on the YM. Or are we? Well, we're done trading YM right now. Let's see. What's the message there? Oh yeah, MES. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be trading ES today. But thanks though. MES is a little behind. Same as NQ. YM is fine. LE is fine. Not sure why it does that. Something I gotta do. I try to clean up my as much as I could. 10:34. So let's see next 30 minutes if we can get into a trade here. If not, if we don't get fail, we're gonna get going here. Okay, got two more ticks here to the upside, and we may get fail. If we do, I'll use a fairly tight stop on this. MES came back to the regular, to normal time. Same thing with the NQ. So what they did here, with LE, it came halfway, which was about 53. Halfway to the gap. Hopefully we'll bounce higher here and make a new high. YM is going sideways here. Same thing as you can see in the 3-minute ES. Nothing is happening. When I say nothing, the last 3 bars on ES has a range 95 to that's 16 points. That used to be almost a big move on ES, but nowadays 16 points is nothing. If we get a bar down here, we're gonna cancel that order. Yeah, I think the low of the day is 75. 4 ticks away from that. Maybe it was 7.5. Let's see. Just try this one more order here. See if we can get long at this level. Well, we got triggered in. Let's see. So basically here, this is my emergency stop, but technically my stop really should be below here at 72.5. Yeah. Smaller stop to 267.5. Two ticks below the low. I think the low is at 75. Yeah. 3 ticks below the low. If we take this high out, get to 196.35, I think we might move to break even. So my stop right now is 14 ticks instead of the regular 20. So to come back down and make a new low, that means I'm out, and we'll end the stream as well. Will be well. Can't win them all. Today's gonna be one of those days. If we don't recover here. Maybe one more tick at 65 because yeah. All right, looks like we're gonna get taken out here at any minute now. I don't know if this bottom's gonna hold here. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. Let's see. There you go. Got 2 more ticks here to my stop. Gonna play around this thinking, hey, we're bouncing here. And we're not. All right. All right, folks, that's it for today. That's it for today. We got 2 trades in, 2 losses. Once again, remember that first trade was kind of annoying here because we got failed just a couple ticks in and boom, you go higher. Now they lower from where we entered. Now, the early trade though, I'd say it's a more speculative trade. Obviously, this looks like it was going down, but thinking, hey, we're bouncing here, let's get back in to go higher, and that didn't happen. So with that said, we out of the trade, which is good because right now it's going lower. That's it's part of unfortunately that's part of trading, So with that said, we're gonna go do something else. I'm gonna meet someone at 11:30, so I'm gonna get ready for that meeting, and I'll see you guys later. See you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks for your support.